to feed on worms and grubs that surface in the wet pastures. The rain also encourages the lush spring growth, a mixed blessing for the farmers. There's plenty for the stock to eat, but all that green feed can be too much for the cattle to digest. Hay helps to vary their diet and protect them from bloat. Even the Pukeko have all the rain they could want. They're quite at home in the sodden pastures, feeding parrot fashion on grass and plants they've plucked. The swollen stream begins to inundate the fields. There's no danger now of their nest being left high and dry. The flooded rivers sweep out to sea, and it's out at sea where the whitebait gather. The rivers carry the distinctive taste of their catchments and lay trails the whitebait follow to the river mouth. And so each of the 5 different species finds its way to streams that lead to its favorite habitat. The best whitebait runs follow flood events. On the west coast in springtime, it's the nor'wester that brings the floods. At the river mouths, where surf meets floods, organic matter from the soil is lathered to a foam, which drapes the driftwood legacy of former floods, whole tree trunks stacked along the tide line. In the sheltered estuary, a rising tide drifts foam back up the river. Beneath its cover, the whitebait have begun their run. But danger lurks beneath the water. Predators are on the watch, a daunting gauntlet for the tiny bait to run. Burying itself in sand for camouflage, the flounder keeps an eye out for passing whitebait. When one strays in range, a sudden pounce secures an easy meal. In the easing rain, other predators are on the wing. The black-billed gulls have come back to the shore. They're choosy feeders, but their gourmet tastes are satisfied by the abundant whitebait. For now, the rain has ceased, but the nor'wester still holds a ceiling of cloud over the still and sodden land. In the west coast rivers, floods rise and fall in only hours, and already the murky waters have begun to clear. Stripped of their muddy camouflage, the whitebait are exposed to other watchful eyes. The whitebait start at sound or movement, sensing danger. A whitebait stand obstructs their path and guides the tiny fish towards the long tunnel of the net. The whitebaiters gather their reward for long hours of patient preparation. This is the prize which draws them to the west coast in the season of nor'westers, a heavy haul of whitebait. Each kilogram could sell for up to $50. The annual catch of whitebait numbers around 500 million fish. But millions more escape the nets, and their journey isn't over yet. Trout, introduced as sport for anglers, have acquired a taste for whitebait too. But many whitebaits make it safely home to grow and breed. Their young, in turn, will ride the rivers to the sea and come back another spring to follow the nor'wester's floods again. For now, this run is over. The whitebaiters play a waiting game once more. The nor'wester seems to catch its breath, but the heavy sky promises there's still more rain to come. In the spring season of nor'westers, the white heron, kotuku, arrives on the west coast. They breed there in New Zealand's only colony. Any respite from the rain is welcome as they prepare to mate and raise their young in the teeth of the nor'wester. The pairs that haven't nested yet complete their preparations hurriedly. Many of the chicks that will be born here this spring will die of cold and wet in the nor'wester's torrential rain, one of the factors that has kept the breeding population at only 60 pairs. The white herons share their chosen nesting site with little shags. Border disputes sometimes flare as the tensions of the season mount. Both birds make use of the lagoon, which provides a plentiful supply of food. The wading herons stalk for fish. Sharp eyes and beak and long legs are their tools of trade. But when the nor'wester floods the lagoon, even the heron's legs won't be long enough to wade it, and their sharp eyes won't penetrate the muddy water. They make use of the lull to feed while they still can. A chick gets its last meal for a while. When the rain floods the lagoon again, its parents will have trouble finding food. Now, the nor'wester rolls a second wave of cloud towards the shore, darkening the sky above the coastal plains. The brief reprieve is over. The nor'wester shrouds the west coast in rain once more, and the rivers rise again. Whitebait can run in safety, hidden by the muddy water from the hunter's watchful eyes. The whitebaiters, from long experience, haul in their nets. They know how fast the rivers will flood again, sweeping logs and debris with them to destroy the nets and screens. The camp is quiet once more, battened down